and viewers in general. You're welcome to this special chat with Chief Thompson Joseph Onomibo Okpoko, OONSANFCR. He is our special guest in this special edition of the MBA webinar series. As a matter of fact, you are aware that Chief does not need any introduction. But this particular event is actually designed to mark the 50th Golden Jubilee, that is the post-call ceremony of Chief Thompson Joseph Onomibo Okpoko. This session is designed to improve the practice of law. So here we are. We want to hear from an authority as far as law practice is concerned in Nigeria. And you stand a great deal to benefit so much from whatever we are going to discuss today. It's a special chat. Just be very much ready to benefit a great deal. So now let us uh, uh, have our chat with Chief. Chief, sir, you are welcome to
Thank
this
you.
program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, okay. That's very much revealing. Chief, sir, in the course of reading your biography on Saturday, the 19th day of June 2021, when we actually, the MBA World Branch, as a matter of fact, honored you on your 50th call experience ceremony, a teacher at a particular point. Could you please tell us something about it?
Thank you. When I finished primary school, in those days in Warwick, there were three chances open to you for work. If your father is a very wealthy man, then he can go and pay security to one of the commercial houses, John Holt, UAC, and others, Kingsway, and others. If your father is able to deposit £300, you can become an account clerk. If he deposits deposits 200 pounds, you can become a tally clerk. And if he pays 100 pounds deposit, it's security, not that it's bribe, it's not. The day you leave the job, they give it back to you. If you pay, your father is only able to afford 100 pounds, then you can become office messenger. That was the way that you can go into the commercial practice of the time. And this is particularly so if your father is a produce merchant, bringing palm kernel and oil to Warri to sell straight to the people, then you can have the chance. I didn't have any of those chances. The second one, that's open to everybody, to government, was to join the police. To join the police. In those days, the local recruiting people, they will measure the chest, they measure the height. I have neither the heights nor what then was open was teaching. Teaching jobs. You'll be asked to pay a bribe, ranging between 3 pounds and 5 pounds. And for me, going to pay bribe to get a job was not a viable proposition for me, even at that stage. And so, those who are like me, who did not want that type of thing, resort to the mission schools. And the most popular mission school in Warri at that time was the Catholic schools. And so, I went to the Catholic mission, and I was lucky to be recruited by Father Foley, an Irishman. So that's how I became a teacher.
These are very, very much revealing because in the first place, it actually reminded me about how I started teaching in primary three. Somehow there was a problem with my enrolling. Then my parents were DSC workers. They had problem with the usual DSC problem then, and so there was no money to enroll myself and my elder brother. So by the robo custom, the older one will have to go first, then before the younger one. So that was how they said it should go. So I had to go look for the money to give to them for me to. But they said no, you have to wait. Let him go. So I somehow when my mom saw that I was tough on her, she had to take me to one teacher then, one proprietor of a school called Mr. Ede of Precious Primary School. That was how I started teaching. So in fact, when I read that part in your biography, when you were also reading your biography, I got motivated, and I said, "This interview is going to be a must for all to learn." Thank you, Chief. So, sir, again, still on your your pre-law practice job experience, we also discovered in the course of reading your biography that you were a post um, post driver, postmaster, something post driver or postmaster or whatever. We wanted a clarification, from that perspective.
The position was that I went into teaching as an untrained teacher. After 8 years in various schools, I passed the entrance to go to the Delta Provincial Teacher Training College and became a qualified teacher in the 10th year, 10th or 12th year, something like that. So that was the position I held, and I continued teaching while I was reading only the midnight oil in my attempt to pass GCE because of the bitter experience I had as a student in the teacher training college at that time. You are subject to injustice and discipline that you don't deserve. So, by 1964, I had got the GCE ordinary level. And then my friend, Professor Yamari, and I saw in a letter, in an envelope, brown envelope, a stamp, rubber stamp on the back of it. None of us had been to Lagos before, but we saw it there. Said, the letter is from Passport Control Office. In the middle was a date of dispatch over the signature that the dispatcher. Then we saw that dispatched by Eddie Ikomi. We suspected that it's a man from this area, but we have never seen him. So we wrote to him. We saw your name in so place. Can you help us with passport forms? Eddie has never seen us before, does not know us. Within 2 weeks, he sent 2 sets of passport forms to us. Told us what to do, and we filled the form, sent £1 postal order. In another 3 weeks, passport was sent to us. That was the time we decided to go to Lagos to try to trace it. And that was my first time in Lagos.
We can't hear you.
So that was my first time in Lagos. I left there. We went to Lagos to see Eddie. We were speaking to Eddie, asking Eddie that we were looking for one person called Eddie. The person we were speaking, unknown to us, that the person we were speaking to is Eddie Ikomi himself. He asked us where we came from. We said we are from Sapele. Why are you looking for Eddie Ikomi? He said, I am Eddie Ikomi. And you can imagine our joy at that stage. That was how we marshaled our way through Eddie Ikomi, who then assisted us with school addresses in the UK and advised us to write to the schools, which we did. 1 month later, we got letters of admission. I remember the name of the school. It's a school called Tonic Sulphur College of Music. So we said we're going to study music. But I knew from the beginning that that is to give me entry into England and not to study music. So that was how we got to the UK. It was when we got to the UK. The very day I got there, I got a job that we worked in one small warehouse for about 2 or 3 weeks. For about 2 or 3 weeks. Then I left there and joined the post office after writing the GC advanced level exam. So after writing GC exam, I now applied to Mount Pleasant Post Office. In Mount Pleasant, it's a parcel post office where they treat all their parcels all over the world. That was where I worked as a postman at first. 6 months later, they found that I worked very hard. So they sent me for training as a driver. So that was when I passed the driving test. That was when I became a postman driver.
These are very interesting.
This is my British driving license. The first one in red, issued 7th March 1966. So I drove until sometime the result of GC advance has come. Finally, we got admission. I got admission into Holborn College of Law at Red Lion Square in London. And that was how I resigned from the post office. My time at the post office was quite remarkable. Normally, you will not be sent for driving school training until you completed 1 year. But in my own case, less than a year, less than 6 months, I was sent there because I worked hard. I didn't allow any time to be wasted. So that's how I got that thing.
That's very much interesting. It's part of what this program is designed to achieve.
So at the towards the end of 1966, I got admission, resigned from the post office, and started my study of law.
So it depends. The job experience, the pre-law practice job experience actually influenced your thoughts about this law practice from what you have said so far.
Thank you. My experience as a teacher was very valuable to me. It made me inquisitive. I want to know the matter to the root. And then the behavior of people on the witness box is very crucial, because you can lose a case and win a case by mere observance of the behavior of the witness on the box. We did, in the teacher training college, we studied child psychology, how children behave.
Yes.
That gave me the background
Educational psychology.
into considering how people behave when they are in different places. So to that extent, and to the creation of the spirit of investigating things to the bottom, I think my training as a teacher was crucial.
It is not surprising at all. In fact, the younger generation has so much. They have so much to learn from what you have said so far. What will it be right for, based on your experience now, as it relates to the teaching and how it affects your practice positively and all that, for you to recommend that it would be ideal that for anybody to, before anybody will even think about going uh, to the university to study anything, it would be ideal that person have a kind of teaching experience. Teaching experience.
Um, I do not think it's necessary to make specific provision for teaching experience. First, we do not have enough qualified teachers in this country. Second, that type of background can be got from either the university or so. I understand that my friend's university, when you go in, the first year you spent on general things, you embark on your course on your second year. I think that's a wonderful thing that Abel Babalola done. And I think That's something that schools can emulate.
Okay.
And let me say this one. Babalola have almost the same background as myself. We were both teachers. I don't think he was a very rich teacher. And certainly I know I was not a rich teacher, but we were both teachers.
Yes.
Little things can satisfy us,
Yes.
can make us content. When your students' result come and they pass, that's a matter of joy and celebration.
Yes.
There's one point I left about Komi, who were about to get a passport. As soon as we got to the UK, we wrote back to him to tell him the situation in which we found ourselves there. I was earning £15 a month as a teacher. When I got to the UK, my salary was £12.10. £12.10 for a week
In the UK.
in the UK.
Okay, you were working.
The first job I took in the UK. I worked for a whole year plus before starting the full-time course. So we encouraged him, and by the end of the day, he himself joined us for December. We went in September. By December, he had joined us there. We were very happy.
Wow.
He came back before us.
That's lovely.
And to think about what
into the heart of the land down under, with a month of shows brimming with the best of Australia's wildlife.
Very, very interesting and revealing.
So that's life.
Wow, that's lovely. In fact, I want to say this about the best time that we have actually had, with you, because I doubt a lot of lawyers have known this about you, and a lot of people have heard so much about uh, how he was able to climb to the top. Is a success story, but very few people know much about the other side, and that's what it's designed to achieve.
Thank you.
So, for that, we understand that
No, it matter to the root. And then the behavior of people on the witness box is very. Normally, you will not be sent for driving school training until you completed 1 year. But in my own case, less than a year, less than 6 months, I was sent there because I worked hard. I didn't allow any time to be wasted. So that's how I got that thing.